combat mode.
Commence mission. Destroy all of the Rubicon Liberation Front's artillery placements.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we bring you some more gameplay and performance from Armored Core 6 Rise of Rubicon, but this time I'll be using my 7900 XTX. I'm just going to quickly go through the in-game settings now. I'm playing at a resolution of 3840 by 2160. Game's locked to 120 as an engine cap. And in terms of the quality settings, everything is maxed out. Some settings only go to high, like anti-aliasing. Also, the game does have ray tracing, but only in the garage, so not in mission or in gameplay. So this time I'll be playing with my 7900 XTX and 7950X 3D, and just seeing how the game performs. I was able to pretty much lock 120 FPS with my RTX 4090 and i9 3900K, and so much so that there was a lot of performance left on the table, and the GPU load was only around 60 to 70%. But as you can see, my 7900 XTX pretty much GPU bound at the moment, doing a good job, but not quite locking 120 FPS. These guys, you have to melee them because they got a shield.
There's only one of them. We can do this.
But it's using all of the cores on the 7950X 3D. Definitely using more cores than it was on the i9 3900K. So that's interesting to see. It's only using. It's only using around 10% of the 3900K. You can see he's using around 20% utilization of the 7950X 3D. So I would say averaging around 90 to 100 FPS. So eliminate them as necessary. Feels real smooth.
Enemy attack! They're after the artillery!
So I know a few people weren't too fond of the frame rate cap of 120 FPS, but honestly, from what I'm seeing now, you're definitely going to need a decent system to actually reach that limit. So a lot of people that are complaining probably won't even be able to hit that limit, so it's not really a big issue. The game is a bit more demanding than I first thought. Sometimes the RTX 4090 makes things look a little bit easier than it actually is. But 7900 XTX still is doing a great job here. Game feels extremely smooth and responsive. So I'm just going to shoot it from distance. Some of these machines are just getting into awkward positions that you can't really melee them. So I did this mission previously at 8K with my RTX 4090. I was nowhere near able to get a lock 60, so this game is ridiculously demanding depending on what settings you use. The graphics are a little underwhelming for most people. I personally don't really have a big issue with it because gameplay is key for these types of games, but being a multi-platform game like it is, it's to be expected that things weren't going to be too crazy in terms of visuals. You can see I'm only using around 8.8 gigabytes of VRAM, so not breaking any limits or anything like that. A lot of GPUs can handle this, even at maximum settings at native 4K. Clear out the artillery here and our work is over. This last artillery group, they're no joke. You really have to dodge all of these missiles or they'll take you down. Force me to repair my AC. You lose rating when you heal yourself, so you know you get a lot better rating if you can get through the whole mission without having to heal once. And the less ammo you use as well, the more points you get at the end. So you kind of got to fight with being graded in mind, almost. Yeah, I had to heal again. This is definitely isn't the
90%.
Definitely isn't my best effort, but this level is a little bit tricky at times. You got so much coming at you.
Left shoulder.
Confirmed. All targets destroyed. That's it for this job, 621. Return to base.
Okay, job done. Not my best performance, it has to be said, but it was enough. Ended up ranking C in this one, so yeah, could have done a lot better there. See if I can improve on the next mission.
The target may be a product sample, but it's still an AC. Stay sharp, 621.
But this is a completely different mission. Some of the missions are really, really short, so
Main system activating
and
combat
it kind of
mode.
changes things up. Some of them are a lot longer.
Commence mission. We've got a read on the target. Now's the time, 621.
As you can see, the performance does vary depending on what stage you're on. Seems to be getting over 100 FPS here, but maybe that's because I was high up in the sky. When you're closer to more buildings and closer to the floor, it seems to be a little bit more demanding. Looks like we got a one-on-one battle this time.
Must be the locals. No, it's an independent.
That pilot's just a trainee on delivery duty, but don't let your guard down.
This guy is no match for me.
I'll deal with the work. I've been training for this.
I like fighting from range for the most part with my dual missile shoulder rockets.
Guns need this AC. I can't feel
What I
this
love
mission.
doing is letting off all 8 rockets at the same time and then going in for like a melee.
His AC has reached breaking point. Go for a direct hit.
I've got him on stun, but
Can't die like this.
I was able to do some big damage. When you let all 8 rockets off, it does a lot of damage as well. It's all about keeping moving and keeping your distance. That's one of the main things on this game. Keep moving, keep your distance,
Can't die on work rolling kills for Tridents.
just do as much damage as possible.
Direct hit. It's time we wrap this up.
I'm gonna finish this guy with another 8 shoulder rockets, and that should do it. Easy work.
I just wanted a call sign of my own.
Enemy AC destroyed. That's it for this job, 621. Return to base.
That was a decent enough effort. Probably a grade B. Yeah, that seems fair. I did take more damage than I probably should have, but
You've got ID. Now you need a rep.
not too bad. Okay, I'm gonna
Get their attention, 621.
wrap this up with the last mission now. So again, that was a pretty short mission. It was literally just a one-on-one battle with
Main system activating
strange
combat mode.
AC, but I was able to deal with that pretty easy.
Commence mission. Wipe out the Dafeng MT squad.
So I haven't seen this game use more than 8 gigabytes in total, so VRAM is definitely not an issue. But in terms of performance, it's decent as well. You're getting definitely averaging around 100 frames per second, so it does feel super smooth. So the playing experience on my
Enemy attack! 1AC!
7900 XTX
Strike the Archibus group hired
it's
some
pretty much
bugs.
like for like for my RTX 4090, even though
Mercenary, huh? At
the
least they didn't
4090 is
send a
pretty much
Vesper.
locking 120. You can't really tell, to be honest.
They're just mass-produced MTs. Wipe them out, 621.
For this mission, you just basically gotta clear pretty much every single enemy here. Nothing more simple than that. I love these types of missions.
This AC pilot's sharp.
Focus your fire!
Be like a melee attack.
That merc's tearing through us! Damn it! Archibus really scored this time.
Only a few targets left.
I rarely use my right-handed weapon, but it is useful when there's loads of little enemies like this. I like to get up close and personal as well with the blade and the melee attack. These guys you have to melee because they got a shield. There's the other one gone. I want to try and get behind him, get behind his shield and take him down. the best way to kill these
621,
units.
Wait. I'm picking up new enemy signatures. Looks like reinforcements.
Yeah.
Eliminate them.
One thing I like about this game as well is the customizations and the level you can go to customize in your armored core is pretty insane. So you can really make the fighting style your own. And of course, aesthetically as well, you can really spend a lot of time on the AC as well. You can really do even the level of how much wear is on the AC and what type of paint in terms of texture, if it's glossy, reflective, all these things. Anyway,
The enemy MT squad has been eliminated. That's it for this job, 621.
job
Return
done.
to base.
And I never had to heal once, so I definitely got an A for this. Let's see. Yep, rank A. That is pretty much it for our armored core on the 7900 XTX. Does a decent job. Can't quite lock 120, but that's pretty much it for me, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks for watching.